Good morning to a brand new day. Time to learn and games to play. Learning things is so much fun. Learning is good for everyone.
Good morning, third grade. My name is Mrs. Nix, and I am so excited to be here with you as I support you to become amazing readers, writers, and thinkers. Boys and girls, it's Monday, and you know what? I was just checking out this book right here. It is hilarious. This one happens to be about, it says, together Flora and Ulysses will conquer villains, defend the defenseless, and protect the weak. Or something. So I opened it up because I thought, what is this really about? And I have to tell you, it's about a superhero that happens to be a squirrel. So if you want to find out more about Ulysses, the superhero squirrel, you might want to check out this particular book called Flora and Ulysses. You can do that by visiting either your local county library, or you can go online and check out a book on Sora. You could check out one like this or a book of your own. Now, speaking of Sora, I have a couple of things. Here in Fresno Unified, we love to do a countdown of our top schools that are checking out books on Sora. Are you ready to know who came in 5th place this last week? All right, let's go through and look. It is Manchester Gate. So great job, Gators. I'm gonna put you back up here. So nicely done. All right, boys and girls. So I do want to tell you one other thing. I have something that's really cool. Are you ready to hear it? I got an email. I got an email from my friend Michael, who lives in Hanford, and he sent me a note and he just said, "Hi, Mrs. Nix, my name is Michael and I'm interested in an activity book. I'm in 3rd grade, and I've also been watching your class since I'm doing homeschool now. So I just wanted to say hi, Michael, and thank you so much for watching. And if you are interested in getting one of these really fun activity books like Michael's gonna get from me, all you need to do is send your name and address, and you can do it right here to the address that's on your screen. And let me know, send me a note, what are you learning? Or you could tell me a book or two that you've been reading that you'd love to share. You can do it as an email or just send it in a letter, but don't forget to send me your address so that I can send you one of these fun activity books. All right, let's get started this morning. I have 3 things that I want us to go through today in practice. We're gonna look at our R-controlled vowels, our prefixes, and then we're gonna finish off with some figurative language with idioms. Are you ready to start? Okay, let's warm up those brains by reading those high-frequency words. Remember, these are those words that you come across often in your reading and writing, and so it's important that you're able to read them and use them in a sentence. Okay, so help me read them today. Here we go. Much, must, myself, my, not, no, number, now, never, new. Nicely done, 3rd grade. Let's look at these first 2, much and must. So we've got much, M-U-C-H, and then must, M-U-S-T. Help me use these in a couple of sentences. Read them with me, 3rd grade. I know you can do this. She have found her keys. And how does the car cost? Okay, which one goes where? She much have found her keys. Nah, that doesn't make sense. She must have found her keys. And how much does the car cost? Excellent job. Great job, 3rd grade. Okay, so let's start with those R-controlled vowels. Now, we've looked at some of these before, and so they're not unfamiliar, and it's always good to just keep practicing them. So I've brought with me my corn card and my star card. Now, my corn card reminds me that the sound that we're going to practice this week is or. Now, there's several different spellings. We're going to look at O-A-R, O-R, O-R-E, as well as O-U-R. So let's go through and practice reading. Remember, or is the sound. So OR says or, like in the word corn, and 40. Nicely done. Now, ORE is also says or. It's usually found at the end of a word, like in more or store. Do you see it? See the ORE? Good. And then we have or spelled OUR. Now, sometimes you're going to want to say when it's by itself, you say our, but in this, we're just looking at the spelling pattern. It can also say or, like in your, or here in the middle, like source. Do you see it? O-U-R. Good. Then we've got O-A-R says or, like in the word soar or board. Now, here's my star card to remind me of that R sound. A-R says R, like in the word card, and in the middle of the word shark. Excellent job. Okay, so boys and girls, let's go through, and I want us to practice. Oops, I got this one out of order. That's okay. So I want to practice something that we have done before. We talked about prefixes and suffixes. So before we talked about suffixes, those are found at the end of a word. A base word is a word that can just stand on its own, and it has its own meaning. This week, what we're going to work on are prefixes, and these are just a group of letters that are added to the beginning of a word to change its meaning. Now, we have 3 prefixes that we're going to practice this week. All right, this first one is re. Remember re? Re just means again. So we're going to revisit it because we've practiced it before, right? And then pre means before. So that means that it comes beforehand. So we're going to practice a little bit with that. And un means not. Okay, so let's use them just so we can see them. So re means again. So if I have some base words, I have tell, test, learn. Now, if I'm going to tell again, I'm going to say something again, I can put re, I can put this prefix right in front, and now I have the word retell. So I'm going to tell it again. So if I have the word test, but maybe I have a practice test that's coming before this test, I'm going to call it a pre-test because it comes before the actual test. This is the pre-test. And then not, remember that un means not. So if I learn something, if I don't learn something, then I could say I unlearn. I'm not learning it. Okay, so what does that look like in practice? Let me go back this way. I have my R-controlled vowels, and I have my prefixes right here. So this might be something that you would see in your own class as to how to practice it. So it says here, read each pair of words and circle the word that matches the vowel sound that's shown. So look right here, let's practice it together. So we have R as in star. Okay, so which word has that R sound? We have yard or rope. Which one do you think? Yes, good job right there because it's got that AR. Good. How about or, like in more? Look at our choices. Moon and store. Yes, you guys are so smart, and it's got that O-R-E. I can hear you at home. You're doing this along with me. That's great. Then we've got or, like in soar. What's this one? Roar and lost. So which one? That's right, roar. And what's our sound, our spelling pattern? O-A-R. Great job. Then we have R, like in star. So what do we see? Said, good, and hard. Nicely done. Hard has that R sound. Excellent. And then last one, or as in corn. So moon or porch. Good job, right here, porch. Now, down here, we're going to practice a little bit with those prefixes. So remember, un means not, re means again, and pre means before. So if I'm going to view something, but I'm going to do it before, which prefix would I put? That's right, so I would add pre, because I want to preview it. That means I'm going to view it beforehand. How about this one? If I want to heat it again, which prefix would I add? That's right, re, because I'm going to reheat. How about what am I going to add to kind to make it mean not kind? That's right, because then you're unkind. How about this last one, school? What am I going to add to school that it's going to be before school? What means before again? That's right, pre. Have you gone to preschool? I went to preschool. It was a lot of fun. So that is what we're going to do with our prefixes. Now, to finish off today, I want to talk about idioms. Now, idioms are so much fun. I'm not going to joke. It's really something that's very characteristic of the English language, and it can be a little bit tricky sometimes. For example, even just up here in the title, I put idioms are a piece of cake. Okay, did I really mean that all of these letters here are a piece of cake? I didn't. They're just a fun way, a fun saying. So I want to show you a couple of them, and then I want to talk about how you can find them in your own reading and writing. So here's a funny one, hit the hay. Can you picture somebody hitting hay? Do you know what it means to hit the hay? Well, let's look right here. What does hit the hay mean? It means it's time to go to bed. Did you know that? You could try saying that to your parents tonight. I'm going to hit the hay. How about this one, tie the knot? Have you ever heard anybody, when Derek and Lisa are going to tie the knot? It's actually just a funny way of saying they're going to get married. They're going to get married. Okay, so here's what an idiom is. Let's look right here. It's just a common expression that people use in conversation, but the overall meaning of an idiom is completely different than what the words mean. So we can use some context clues to help us out. The student was beating around the bush when he was asked to answer the question because he did not know the correct answer. Okay, so what does beating the bush really mean? Let's think about it. Do you think that it meant that he was doing some yard work? That doesn't make any sense, right? When we look at our context clues, it looks like he must have been in school, working, right? How about this one? Was he answering the question correctly? Well, no, because it says right here that he didn't know how to answer that question. But look at this last choice, avoiding the main topic. That's exactly what he was doing. So when we say beating around the bush, it just simply means that he didn't know what to talk about, and so he was making up stuff. So when you hear something like that in a conversation, now you will know what it means. And you should try that out. I think it's going to be so much fun. So thanks, third grade. I've had such a blast hanging with you this morning as you're getting ready for school. Remember, you're responsible for your learning success. So listen, ask the questions, and share your ideas, because together we can do so much more. Have a fantastic day, and I can't wait to see you back here tomorrow on PBS. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Good morning to a brand new day. Time to learn and games to play. Learning things is so much fun. Learning is good for everyone.